What up, what up, what up? What's good, world? Welcome to a brand new edition of Toughest Balls on this Sunday, September 15th. Episode 14, Toughest Balls is going down. Coming to you on a different day, on a Sunday. This might be our new day. I feel like everybody's good with this day. And we got CEO SIZZ back. This is awesome, folks, because this might be our permanent co-host in our new day, Sunday. I love the Sunday. You know, let's welcome back CEO SIZZ to the show.
Hey.
What's up, CEO?
Hey, what's good? What's good, Mark?
What's going on, man? So, yeah, we're gonna run down a few things. We got a lot to talk about, bro. We had last week off. I wasn't feeling too well, so I had the last week off. We got this week. We got a lot of things to run down. First off, we're gonna talk about NXT. We're gonna get into their whole debut on USA Network this Wednesday. I just watched the last NXT on the WWE Network. We're going to talk about that a little. We're also going to get into the whole, I think they titled it Wednesday Night War between NXT AEW. We're going to get into that. And of course, what we're excited about, of course, it's Sunday. And it is football Sunday. We got quite a few matchups going down, games going down today. Well, the games we're interested in, we're going to bring those up first, and then we're going to get into some other key matchups also today. As well as fantasy. Everyone knows CEO SIZZ is big on the fantasy football, so he's going to tell you who you should be rocking with on your fantasy teams and who is probably still out there that you can pick up. And last but not least, on the entertainment side, I was able to watch a new show on Hulu. It's WU-TANG, an American Saga.
Yeah.
It's a story of the Wu-Tang Clan. And I've watched 3 episodes so far. And I'm saying this is something that everyone should watch, especially if you're a music fan, period. But if you're a hip hop fan, you definitely should be watching this. So yeah, we got a lot to talk about. CEO SIZZ. I want to first start off with the whole NXT. What's going down with them, and they got a big move coming up this Wednesday. First of all, what before we get into the last NXT episode, what do you think about this move, yo? Like, what do you think about them moving from WWE Network to the USA Network, cable TV?
As a wrestling fan, for going on, I don't know, if I could remember anything in this world.
Exactly.
1987 was the first time, my first memory of life is Hulk Hogan versus Andre the Giant in Detroit.
Uh-huh.
I love the fact that we're going to have some war going on, finally, after 20 plus years of the Monday Night Wars, being dead and buried, and Vince McMahon coming on and shooting out to Panama City and Shane McMahon down there, walking on a nitro, kind of a historic moment.
Uh-huh.
And, fast forward here to 2019, and we have the Wednesday Night Wars. How great is that? I think what's going to happen is it's going to breed competition within both promotions.
Uh-huh.
And I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm rooting for AEW to succeed in the ratings over NXT. I know that much. But I hope NXT brings it. You're more of an NXT guy than me.
Yeah.
I'm going all in on AEW. I really want to see them succeed. I want to see them mirror the ratings of Raw and SmackDown. To be honest with you.
Yeah, that's what I want to see. Like, okay, I like NXT, but what I brought up with, WWE making this move and putting NXT on USA Network, personally, I'm going to DVR NXT. I love NXT, but I don't watch it live to begin with on the WWE Network. So I'm going to watch AEW live and then I'll watch NXT on the DVR. Is that your plan too? Because that's my plan.
100%. My plan is to watch AEW live every Wednesday night when they debut, and I'll probably look forward to that more than SmackDown. I'll probably, even now, I haven't even been watching Raw and SmackDown live as of late. I've been DVRing it. It might come down to just me watching AEW live every week and everything else on DVR.
Yeah, that's the whole thing, and we're gonna get into that a little more. But before we get to that, I'm just gonna go through a rundown of NXT's last episode, heading into this coming week's debut on USA Network. You had a few matches. I mean, I know you're not up on the NXT, so I'm just gonna run down a few matches that went down this past Wednesday. You had Damian Priest, who people know from Ring of Honor. He was Punishment Martinez in Ring of Honor. Now he's Damian Priest in NXT, and he went against their first Chinese signee, Boa, and Damian Priest gets the win on that. Johnny Gargano came out and did a cool promo, so he's basically saying he's sticking with NXT. He's not going to the main roster as of yet, so he's staying with NXT. You had Pete Dunne. He's moved back over from NXT UK, and he went against Angel Garza. Now Angel Garza, he was Hector Garza Jr. in Impact Wrestling, aka TNA, and now he's Angel Garza in NXT, but he's the son of Hector Garza. That's why he was Hector Garza Jr. in Impact. So you had that match. Pete Dunne wins that match. You had Cameron Grimes. He was Trevor Lee in Impact. As you see a trend here, CEO says, like, WWE snatching up a lot of Impact and Ring of Honor guys. So you had Cameron Grimes. He's Cameron Grimes in NXT. He was Trevor Lee in Impact, aka TNA. He went against Mexican star Raul Mendoza, and Cameron Grimes wins that match. And then you had NXT UK star Rhea Ripley. She went against NXT Women's Champion Shayna Baszler in a non-title match, and that ended in a disqualification. But if you've seen Rhea Ripley before, she's a big girl. She's a tough girl. And I like this feud between her and Shayna Baszler. So it's some exciting things they got going on before their debut on the USA Network. And I'm just excited to see what they're going to do. But like both of us said, we're going to DVR NXT. It's just because we're excited about TNA. We're excited about AEW. And AEW is more geared towards adult males. You know what I mean? Which is the main demographic of wrestling. That's who spends money on wrestling, is adult males. Am I right?
Yeah, obviously going way back to the 70s, you would say that it was predominantly, geared towards adult males. But, as we talk about, Vince McMahon has kind of went on a campaign over the years to gear towards more Disney-style, family-friendly commercial wrestling, which us diehards don't really like that much.
No, we don't want Disney Channel wrestling. We don't want Disney Channel. Because that's what it looks like. Remember, we were always saying it looks like WWE is trying to put their show on Nickelodeon or Disney Channel.
It really feels like that at times. The PG era, we grew up in hardcore wrestling all the way through the Attitude Era. So to see them going to the PG era, it brought us back to those kind of early mid-90s years before the Attitude Era, where you had your Max Moons and Duke the Dumpsters and,
Savio Vega. But some cool guys came out of that era too, because we wouldn't have Razor Ramon. Kevin Nash came from that era. Don't get me wrong, his name was Whack Diesel, which was kind of a corny name, but we got some cool guys from that era. But the majority of guys, like you said, the Max Moons, and the Duke the Dumpsters and the Doink the Clowns. And it was a circus, wasn't it?
And that's what I was scared was going to happen again. I didn't want history to repeat itself. I think that they've done a good job with some of the talent. But, you need to see a guy like Finn Balor go on these long losing streaks.
I hate seeing that, bro. I really hate seeing that.
And, a guy like Bray Wyatt, who comes back as a Fiend, right now that character is epic. You really don't want Vince stepping in and ruining that character. And I think that he could.
No, please do not ruin the Fiend. Do not ruin Bray Wyatt, because it's the best thing they got going, if you ask me.
Yeah, by far. And also, a guy like, the Scottish psychopath, you want him to kind of go on a world title run. I thought maybe he was going to win the King of the Ring, but he lost to Ricochet, who was...
Yeah, what are they doing with what are they doing with him? That's what I want to know. What are they doing with this Scottish psychopath?
They got him on a losing streak now.
Yeah. Remember last year I said Drew McIntyre needs to have a title run. And I said this last year. I don't know what they're waiting for. I don't know what's the holdup. Like, what's the problem? He's better on the mic now. Physically, he's 10 times better looking than when he was in WWE previously. The man is definitely staying in the gym, and of course, his diet has to be A1. So, what is the holdup with putting a belt on Drew McIntyre?
Yeah, I don't understand that one. You've always been high on Drew McIntyre. This second time around. I mean, we're so old. We remember when Vince came out over
the chosen one.
Just a puppy.
The chosen one.
Yeah, he was a chosen one. But that didn't work out.
No.
He talked about how he went through a lot of struggle and adversity in the independents, in the indies, to get to that point where he is now. I mean, right now, I feel like if marketed properly, his character could be unstoppable. But they got him losing in second and third rounds of a King of the Ring tournament. So that doesn't really show a lot of promise.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, they expect people to get behind, and they ruin these guys. Like, they keep they have them in this limbo. Like him, you have him, Samoa Joe, like guys like that are good on the microphone, that can go in the ring, and are great technical wrestlers as well. Like, what is the holdup?
I don't understand it, Mark, but obviously over the years, there's a lot of things about Vince McMahon that I don't understand. For every notch in his belt as a so-called certified genius, there's a lot of moves he makes that really, has us wrestling fans scratching our heads in a bad way.
Yeah, and it's like, okay, you call these, especially with the NXT call-ups, you call these guys up and you basically have them job out. Like, they lose over and over. Like, I don't know what they're doing with Ricochet. It's up and down. Like, oh, he win a few matches, then he loses some matches. Then he wins matches, then he loses matches. I don't get this roller coaster of doing that with the guys you want the fans to get behind and support. How you expect to sell merchandise if a guy's losing all the time? Like, everyone isn't a mark. Like, we're all aren't marks that just support guys just to support them. Like, we want to see winners. You feel me?
Ricochet is a guy, as good as he is in the ring, his mic skills are suspect.
Oh, his mic. That's that. Yeah, his mic skills, bro. Like, even with Kofi Kingston, certain guys that they just, like, when it comes to the mic, they do not move you at all. And Ricochet, he's one of those guys. I think Cesaro, he's always been one of those guys where, like, he, when it comes to in-ring, he's a Superman in the ring. But when it comes to the mic, I don't get some of these guys. Like, are they scared? Do they not believe in themselves? What is it that these guys aren't able to get over with the fans when it comes to their mic skills? And they've been wrestling for 10, 15 years.
Mic skills are so important. It's part of the whole tag unfortunately, it's another guy who just build that charisma up. Can't, just isn't skilled or seasoned on a mic. And I think that there's just certain people that could just never get there. They just will never be good on a mic, and that's always going to hold them back.
Yeah, I don't get that, but
Stone Cold was my favorite. I miss him, man.
Stone Cold is the GOAT. Like Jay,
Yep.
CEO, like Jay, he knows. Like Stone Cold is the GOAT in my eyes. Like he's
the GOAT. I would say Stone Cold is the GOAT for sure.
You know, when we were kids, it was Hogan. You couldn't tell us no wrong. Hogan was the GOAT, but we got older. We learned the real man that Hogan is, and he's a fake. He's a phony. And Stone Cold, and numbers don't lie. Stone Cold outsold Hulk Hogan when it comes to merchandise and ticket sales. So Stone Cold is that dude.
And beer.
The more my heart breaks because
that was our childhood, bro. That was our hero. That was our hero.
He was my hero.
He ruined it. You know what I mean? And you can't go backwards. You can't unhear what he said. You know what I mean? So with that said,
his true colors came out, and I think it will forever put a black mark and a black cloud over his legacy. It's too bad.
Yeah. So with that, let's move on. With that said, we talked about the whole AEW and NXT, the Wednesday Night Wars. Now, with AEW, did you get a chance to watch All Out?
I did watch All Out. I paid for it, $50. Wasn't cheap. that was my electric money, but that's how much of a wrestling fan I am. So I watched All Out. I'll continue to support AEW. I'm marking out. You know what I mean? I love AEW. I'm all in on AEW. I love it.
Okay, my opinion with All Out, I thought it was cool. It wasn't as good as I thought it was, because I thought Double or Nothing was everything. Double or Nothing was perfect. But
at this point, Double or Nothing is their WrestleMania so far.
Yeah, that's their top pay-per-view in my opinion so far. I was disappointed with some facts because there wasn't storyline between with some of the matches, especially the women's matches, and I was even though it was cool, the main event had to follow that ladder match, and I don't. After that ladder match, the pay-per-view should have been done.
Yeah, I mean that was a classic. Now you know what, that ladder match brought me back to the WrestleMania with Christian and Edge,
the Dudley Boys. Yes. That match.
They tore the house down. That
Some,
was a great match. Maybe the match of the night.
but some of the spots, I think they messed up. I believe it was Nick Jackson. He was falling out the ring there. He was supposed to go through 2 tables, but he went through 1 table and his head hit the other table. That was a nasty bump, man. I was like, oh man, I hope he didn't get a concussion, but it seemed like he was all right after that. That was a nasty fall.
That was a nasty bump, and I was concerned about his vertebrae. I was concerned about his neck.
That's why,
we were looking at, potential paralysis, man.
Exactly.
These guys really put their bodies on the line, and I feel like that bump, he didn't land where he was supposed to, but he shook it off. He's a tough bastard.
Oh my God! Then the I forget the proper name of the move, but that flip pile driver through the table off the ladder. Like, what are you guys? How you come up with this stuff?
You would know better than me, but it seems as though those 2 tag teams, they have a lot of chemistry over the years. But working with each other across the planet, that's true, right? Seems like these guys, the chemistry between the Luchas United States.
Well, yeah, I believe Nick and Matt said they've been wrestling them for the past 5 years or so on the indie scene, and what the advantage they both have is that, okay, you got two tag teams that are veterans, but both teams are brothers, so both teams don't just know each other, don't just know the other team, they know each other so well, and they know what their teammate, their brother, can and can't do. And it seems like there's nothing these guys can't do. It seems like they can do everything acrobatically when it comes to all the flips and all the maneuvers that they do. It's not too much technical wrestling going on in these matches. It's a lot of acrobats and acrobatic moves, and it's ridiculous some of the stuff that they can do.
I think out of all four of those guys, probably my favorite would be Nick Jackson.
Yeah,
I like Nick a lot.
yeah,
he's got a bright future. And you never know. A guy like him, you never know if they go hit the storyline way down the road where he pulls a Shawn Michaels against Marty Jannetty. You know what I mean? He has that kind of swag.
Yeah, he's more laid back. Well, they're Cali boys, but he really has that California attitude, laid back. I know how good I am type of swagger. You know what I mean? So I think that's what he has going for him. But yeah, man. One thing before we move on out of wrestling, one thing I've been hearing about are these dwindling ticket sales for WWE, and one of the reasons Stone Cold was brought to this past Raw was to try to sell tickets at Madison Square Garden, because before he came on, they didn't even have half of the tickets sold. So what do you think about WWE having troubles selling these tickets at their events?
I think it's insane that in 2019, the World Wrestling Entertainment now can't sell out Madison Square Garden. I mean, how does that even happen? The population of the world grows by the minute. I mean, 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, maybe 40 years ago, Madison Square Garden, WF, WWE, and here we are in 2019, and they got to bring out the GOAT who hasn't wrestled a match in almost 20 years just to sell it out.
Yeah.
Dang.
I think it's that.
Yeah, and they're having trouble with selling their house shows. They're having trouble with selling their Raw and SmackDown events. Like, what does that say for the future now that SmackDown is moving over to Fox? Fox they don't want to air an empty arena. Like, how is that going to affect their bottom line? Which is to get butts in the seats. Like, what is that going to look like on TV?
I fear that marriage between Fox and the WWE could end in a bitter divorce if Vince doesn't take a long look in the mirror and really give wrestling fans what they want.
Well, I think what WWE tries to do, they use NXT to appeal to the indie fans and adult males. But where they mess up is when they call those guys up to the main roster, they basically throw them to the wayside, and they're just another piece of the machine that they're not using. Like, they have guys like EC3 who's sitting the bench. You have EC3 who's charismatic, who has a great physique, a great look, good on the mic, and he's sitting the bench. Like, what do you think about them having all this talent that they're not using?
If I was EC3, I would head for the hills to AEW and start a feud with MJF that would last a long time.
Oh my!
Those are two guys that should work together. I don't understand what Vince is doing with a lot of that talent. I guess now with them going on Wednesday nights, some of those guys will probably go back down to NXT, and they'll treat NXT not as their minor league system, but now as kind of an alternative to the main roster, but still have that kind of main roster swag and spark. But some of these guys better get used on NXT probably going to be disgruntled and want to get out of their contract.
Well, yeah, that's my whole deal with WWE. It's funny that you bring up MJF because when I see MJF in AEW, I say that's what EC3 should be in WWE. Like Miz tries to be that, and he just doesn't get over. Miz is okay, but he just doesn't do it for you. You know what I mean? EC3 is good enough to get that character and that personality over in WWE. And I see MJF in AEW. I'm like, that's what EC3 is supposed to be in WWE. But I really think Vince doesn't know, the roster he has. I don't think he, I think he has all his scouts and everyone signed the talent. And I don't think he knows half of what he has on his roster.
It's really concerning to me, when you have all that talent and you don't build the storylines around them and cater to their strength, and they just sit on the shelf, collect dust, get older, and kind of just fall off into mediocrity, man. And that's why having AEW is such a fresh breath of air. And I really think there's a number of talent that should make that move over to AEW, and their careers will probably be on a launch pad, ready to take off.
Oh, definitely, bro, definitely. Before we move out of wrestling, we got Clash of Champions tonight, and I'm just gonna run down the card, and we're gonna go through and pick, who we think we should win, who we think should win the match. So, the first match I want to bring up is you got a triple threat match for the Cruiserweight Championship, and you got Drew Gulak versus Humberto Carrillo versus Lince Dorado. Now, I don't watch 205 Live much, so with this match, I'm going to go with the champion Drew Gulak. Who do you got in this one?
I think it would make sense for Drew Gulak to win. I know a lot of people, I'm not a 205 Live guy, I'm not a Cruiserweight division guy. Ever since,
Yeah, ever since Enzo left, yeah.
Ever since Enzo left, the Cruiserweight division has been kind of, just not fun to watch,
Yeah.
Not entertaining. But Drew Gulak, I thought was a good kind of villain for Enzo at that time. But yeah, I got Drew Gulak in this one. I think that he has fight skills.
Yep.
And maybe he could move up past the Cruiserweight division at some point.
Yeah, I agree with that as well, with him moving up in WWE. The next match is for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship, and you got Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross putting their titles on the line against Fire and Desire. I believe this is Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville. Is that who Fire and Desire is?
Yeah, Fire and Desire.
I don't know about. I mean, the Alexa Bliss is Nikki Cross thing. Maybe because the popularity of Alexa Bliss, they will keep the titles. But I'm gonna go with Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville on this one. What about you?
That's a tough match. The whole Alexa Bliss Nikki Cross thing is kind of confusing to me.
Yeah, exactly.
How it all went down because Nikki Cross came up and she was a badass.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden they turn her into like this little fangirl.
Yeah, I don't.
Chasing Alexa Bliss around, and I just don't get what they're doing with her character. But I think Fire and Desire, it's a strong tag team, and I wouldn't be surprised to see them win the titles against Bliss and Cross. I think that would probably make sense at this point to see them get the tag titles.
Yeah, I would personally like to see that. So we got Fire and Desire, but with Vince, he loves Alexa Bliss, so they might keep the titles. But our pick is Fire and Desire. The next match is the SmackDown Tag Team Championship, and you got the New Day putting their titles on the line against the Revival. So I guess the Revival have moved over to SmackDown now. So who you got in this match? I would like to see the Revival get the SmackDown tag titles. What do you think?
I'm not a huge Revival fan. I think that, I mean, the New Day, how many times have they been the tag champions now? 6 or 7?
You can't count them.
In this one, I'm going to rock out and stay with New Day.
New Day. All right, so I got the Revival. You got New Day with this one. Regardless, it should be a good match. Both teams.
It should be a really good tag team match.
Yeah, both teams are good in ring. I would like to see the Revival on the mic more because they got to show their mic skills when they were in NXT. That's another NXT call up, which I don't know, what the main roster is doing with. But you got New Day, I got the Revival. The next match is for the Intercontinental Championship, and you got Shinsuke Nakamura putting his title on the line against The Miz. And I'm gonna make my pick. I'm gonna stick with the champ on this one. I'm gonna stick with Shinsuke. Who you got on this one?
I think on this one I'll go with The Miz. But Shinsuke's on fire right now. He kind of came up out of nowhere. After he won that Royal Rumble a couple years ago, I thought that he was really going to ascend.
Yeah.
But, he's been up and down. They got kind of Sami Zayn as his mouthpiece.
I like that. I like that.
So
I
think Shinsuke will probably win, but I'll root for The Miz.
Okay, yeah. So I think it should be. I still should be a good match when it comes to in-ring competition. The next one, bro, is for the United States Championship, and you got Cedric Alexander going against the champion AJ Styles, and I love AJ. AJ is my guy, but I want to see Cedric Alexander go up in the ladder on the main roster. So I'm gonna go with the odd pick, and I'm gonna pick Cedric to win. I love AJ, so if he wins, it's cool. But I'm gonna pick Cedric. Who you got?
I've never liked AJ Styles less than I like him now. I feel like I don't know, man. I try to like him as an in-ring performer. He's like close to GOAT status, But on the mic, I just feel like he's a cornball on the mic. He doesn't do it for me on the microphone.
Really?
I just think he tries too hard.
I mean,
obviously he's kind of a legend at this point.
He is a legend. He's a legend. He's a legend.
Yeah, he's a legend. He is. But I don't know. On the microphone, I wish he would take a different approach.
I don't know. I think
I'd like to see Cedric beat him, upset him.
I think with AJ, when it comes to on the mic, I think he's better as a heel. Because if you go back when him and Cena, when he first was coming in, he turned heel and he was on SmackDown. Him and Cena had a good exchange, and I feel like he got the better of Cena. Maybe Cena set it up that way. I don't know, but I feel he got the better Cena in that exchange. But when it comes to him on the mic, I think he's better as a heel. So you sticking with the champ in this one? Says you. Who you got? You got Cedric or you got AJ?
I'm gonna go with Cedric just to upset AJ, and I will say that AJ, when he was the World Heavyweight Champion in TNA and had Ric Flair as his manager, that's when he was at his most badass, in my opinion.
You think so?
Cedric in this match.
I don't know. I don't know. I wasn't a fan of the whole him wearing the Ric Flair robe because to me that's not his style. But to each his own. Everybody likes different parts of AJ's career. A lot of people like what he did in Ring of Honor. A ton of people like what he did over in New Japan, and he still has a ton of fans over in Japan. So AJ, he kind of has errors when it comes to his career. Either you like this part of his career or another part. So I think that's what's cool about him is that he's been able to evolve.
I really wish that Vince would have I don't know if there was like a copyright infringement deal with Japan, but I think if they would have just had the original Bullet Club with the original logo, that would have been dope coming over to WWE.
Yeah, but Vince doesn't want to share revenue. He wants to make all the money. And
No.
it's Ring of Honor. They know how to share revenue because they sell Bullet Club merchandise along with New Japan. So, you know, Vince, he wants all the money.
It's probably one of their hottest sells, I would imagine, too.
Yeah, exactly. The next match, bro, I'm gonna bring up is well, you got a few other matches here on the card. The next match I'm gonna bring up is for the Raw Tag Team Championship, and you got Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode going against the champions Seth Rollins and Braun Strowman. Who you got in this one? I'm going with Ziggler and Roode. I want to see them take it.
Yeah, I would way prefer to see Seth and the big man, you know, the monster among men. But I hope they do that. I think that they've been kind of trying to figure out what to do with Dolph. You know, they had him do so many different things over the past 6 months. You know, and then they did the same thing with Robert Roode. I really like those two as a tag team. I think those two could do a lot of damage as a tag team together.
Oh man, their first match together as a team. It's like these guys seem like they've been teaming together for some years now. So I would like to see them keep this going and win the tag team championships. If they play
this right, Mark, I feel that those two guys could have some Hollywood Blondes kind of swag.
Yeah, they definitely can have that kind of thing going. Only if the producers do them right. Like these writers and producers, it seemed like as of late, the past year or so, they've been getting fired left and right because they're not writing good material for these stars. So if the producers and writers do them right, I think, like you said, they can have that Hollywood blonde run like a Stone Cold and Brian Pillman, you know. So hopefully they do them right, and I would like to see them win the Raw Tag Team Championship.
Absolutely.
The next match, bro, I don't really care about. This whole thing has been confusing to me, and the match I'm bringing up is Eric Rowan versus Roman Reigns. Now, what do you think this whole fiasco with who tried to hit Roman and Daniel Bryan trying to find out and all this? Like, I just think it was stupid. Like, what do you got to say about it? To me, it was dumb.
I'm not a fan of that storyline. I thought it should have been a one big thing, and they stretched it out for a month. I think at this point, I honestly I think SmackDown has been weak lately. I thought it was hot for a while.
Yeah.
And now it's gotten weak again. I don't think SmackDown has been good ever since Roman Reigns came over to SmackDown. I think Roman is way better on Raw.
He's a Raw guy. He's a Raw guy. Like he looks better on Raw.
He's a Raw guy. And you know, and KO, well, I'm sure you'll get to him in a minute, but he's been bouncing back and forth. It seems like they always try to build SmackDown around KO as well, but you know, Daniel Bryan's been there forever, GM.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. I feel like the writing is really weak on SmackDown. I know Bishop's there now, but I don't see any difference. I don't see any positive.
Well, the word is,
I'm not a fan of SmackDown.
well, bro, the word is when it comes to Eric Bischoff, they're saying he's just there. He's just there. So I guess he's not getting any input, or I don't know if they're not allowing him, or maybe he was just a signee. So yeah, maybe just someone they could assign so AEW wouldn't sign him. You know, like he at this point is.
That's corny, man. Like if Vince isn't letting Eric just kind of take. I mean, how many times has Vince let people take over in the past? I mean, when Teddy Long was running SmackDown all those years, I mean, he had input. And
SmackDown was popping.
I mean, they were running those Like, let these guys just do their thing. They
Well-
couldn't do any worse than you're doing right now.
Well, the whole thing with that, bro, is that, you know, they asked WWE, are they worried about AEW? And they try to play it off, oh, they're not worried about AEW. If you're not worried about AEW, why are you signing people so AEW can't sign them? That sounds like you're worried to me.
Yeah, it seems like they were signing people more out of fear than wanting to utilize their skill sets. So
That's all it is.
You know, like I said, I don't understand why you would bring in a guy with that kind of experience who's worked for you before and would probably know the things that you'd like, and not, you know, have him just take that ship and run with it, man.
Because they don't, bro, it sounds like they didn't want his input. They just didn't want him at AEW. And that sounds like what the plan was. Because it sounds like Paul Heyman is doing whatever he wants on Raw. Well, pretty much whatever, I guess, Vince is letting him do. And Eric Bischoff on SmackDown is doing nothing.
Well, I think maybe Bischoff's just saying, you know what, whatever then, dude. I'll sit here and just collect these checks if that's what you want. I'm sure, you know, it doesn't bother him either way if you know, depending on what that contract's looking like. I'd love to see what the contract is for Bischoff.
Well, he made the move and he's living up here. I believe he's living here in Connecticut, but yeah, it just seems like he's just going to be collecting checks. As we move on this Clash of Champions card, the next match I want to get into is for the SmackDown Women's Championship. And it's Charlotte Flair versus the SmackDown Women's Champion Bayley. Now, I'm actually going different. I want to see Charlotte take this title. Who you got?
I think and I just want to say that lately the female superstars, the women storylines have been better. They've been more entertaining than a lot of the men. I've been enjoying.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
Storylines throughout between Bayley and Charlotte and Becky and Sasha coming
Back, yes.
That's why I'm at the most excited watching it, is when I see what's going on with the female superstars. In this match, I think it's probably time for Charlotte to get another title. It's been a while.
It's been a while.
It's been a long time. Yeah, for her, it's been a long time.
Yeah.
You know, she's used to getting gold every month.
Exactly.
So I think it's time. I think she's probably gonna find a way to beat Bayley and get the title.
Well, I want to see, even though I guess Bayley's supposed to be a heel now with Sasha, I do want to see Charlotte get the win, because it seems like Charlotte is still heel, so you kind of have heel versus heel in this match, I guess.
And it seems like Charlotte has a little more pep in her step now that, you know, she's dating Andrade, and it just seems like she's got more confidence. She's more of a badass. You can tell that kind of relationship in her real life just sold over to just her swag, you know, in her character. She's probably happy in her life, and I don't know, man. She just seems like she's got more swag. She's more of a badass. She's not sitting there on social media and Instagram crying all the time about, you know, her storylines, or, you know, she's just super emotional. In the past, she's been super emotional.
Yeah.
And lately, she just gets more like a badass.
Are you trying to say it's the Mexican hot sauce? Is it the Mexican?
Yeah.
Is it
Mexican hot sauce, the empanada.
the enchilada?
Let's just say he might be laying it down right proper, and it's showing. She seems happy.
Woo! As her father would say, woo! Yeah, so yeah, moving right along. So we got Charlotte in that match. The next match is the Raw Women's Championship, and you got Sasha Banks going against the man, the champ, Becky Lynch. And I don't know. I think I want to see You think it's time for Becky to drop the title? Cause I would like to see Sasha get a title run.
Yeah, I mean, Sasha coming back I thought it was great. I thought it was like a historic moment when she came back. No one knew what she was going to do. There was a lot of whispers that she was going to go over to AEW
Yep.
as her alter character, Mercedes. So, you know, I was kind of hoping she went to AEW, but now she's back at WWE. She's a heel. I dig it. And I love Becky, but I love Sasha too.
Yeah.
I think maybe they should start this rivalry should be kind of prolonged and stretched out through Survivor Series, maybe Royal Rumble. And I think maybe Sasha gets the title tonight against Becky.
Yeah, I would like to see that. Even if Sasha doesn't win it, like you said, maybe they could stretch out this rivalry to Royal Rumble, and maybe it builds up to a big match at WrestleMania. But yeah, they need to stretch this feud out, because I think this feud is money right now. The women's division is popping right now. I like what they're doing with the women's division. They have the main event, a lot more matches on pay-per-views and on SmackDowns and Raw. So I like what's going on, and yeah, I want to see Sasha take this. And even if she doesn't win, hopefully this feud continues.
I think that this is probably my favorite rivalry in WWE right now, male or female. I think I like Sasha Becky more than anything right now.
Yeah. It's just because Becky is so good on the mic. She can hang with any of the guys when it comes to mic skills. Like Becky is that. That's why I like she has this moniker, the man. It's like she's the man, and she really is. I like her, and this badass Stone Cold like attitude she has. You know.
Yeah, it almost feels like Stone Cold versus The Rock in the female form.
Oh, definitely. Oh, yeah, definitely.
Nice.
Definitely. I would compare it to that. You know, Sasha Banks, she's up there. I think she needs to get back to her old ways, like how she was in NXT, because she was nice on the mic then. She had a good promo this past week. So we need to see this continue in the women's division with the back and forth on the mic, because the women need to show, hey, we can hang with these dudes. Because I'll be honest, bro, when it comes to mic skills on the men's side, I'm really not, I don't feel Roman Reigns and Seth like that. I really like Becky Lynch more than either of those two.
Yeah, I mean, Roman's always struggled with mic skills. And, Becky's better on the mic than Roman. I mean, I definitely would say that. Becky's better on the mic than a lot of guys.
Yeah, definitely. So, yeah, we got Sasha, but we want to see this feud continue on. The next match is for the WWE Championship, and you got Randy Orton versus the champ, Kofi Kingston. You think Kofi is going to continue this run, or you think Randy ends the run and becomes the WWE champion again?
This is a tough one. I know that I'm rooting for Randy Orton in this one because I want this rivalry to go for a little hot stretch.
Yeah.
They might keep Kofi as the champ, but I think it'd be cool to see Randy, kind of just whip that ass a little bit, and then have Kofi come back on like a revenge. And I don't know. I really love both these guys. They're both seasoned veterans.
Mm-hmm.
I wish Kofi, I don't know. I wish sometimes the New Day, the pancakes and the belt and all that. I wish.
I'm done. Like,
this is moneymaker.
I like the New Day, but like we both said in the past, we want to see a heel turn. Like we like, just like with Cena, we love Cena, but we got sick of the Soldier Boy, I'm your guy, colorful, bright color BS. You know what I mean? We want to see your mean side. We want to see you get nasty and dirty. And I think it's time for New Day to go ahead and make that heel turn. That's what they originally were supposed to do when the group first came out. But then something happened behind the scenes with with what's the Mexican superstar that Paige was dating?
Yeah, I mean, I remember that. I remember when the New Day was.
Yeah, they were supposed
come
to.
out and be more of like a black mafia that was.
Yeah.
Dope. I mean, I don't know how you go from trying, having plans to be
Yeah.
a black mafia and turning into the Fruity Pebble Warriors.
Something happened behind the scenes with Alberto Del Rio. With someone said something racially insensitive against him, and WWE totally scratched because they didn't want the whole angry black man racially thing to come out when they were dealing with something racially behind the scenes.
I don't know why not. That works. I mean, that's always.
It's
worked.
real. It's real.
The Black Panthers, Tupac, Bad News Brown. If Bad News Brown was
Bad News Brown.
champion.
Yeah, we were talking about that.
It works.
Remember how good it. We were talking about that the other day with Bad News Brown and how he should have held a title. He never had a title.
And he was supposed to. And Honky Tonk Man said that was the plan for him to become world champion, but Vince ended up scratching it. But it works. Black people in America have a reason to be angry over the years. We know the history of America, and it works.
Yeah.
And that would have worked for the New Day to come out, be angry, whoop everybody's ass.
Well, that's how that's how The Rock rose to his stardom. Remember, nobody wanted to deal with The Rock, and then what they do? They put him in the Nation of Domination, the angry black dudes. That's about black power, and that made Rock a star.
Yeah.
Right? That's how Rock became The Rock.
Legendary.
That's how he became The Rock. I don't think without that attitude, he doesn't become The Rock that we respect and love today. So, we want to see that happen.
Nation of Domination was his launch pad.
Yes, and we think, because both of us had talked about this before, that New Day should do that, and it should be the launch pad for Big E. For crying out loud, make Big E a main event star, the world champion. What the hell is going on?
Well, like I talked about in the last episode 13, my dream and vision was for Big E to, become heel. And that doesn't even have to be he turns on his brothers, but they all go heel together. They're a faction.
Yes.
Like a Four Horsemen or a Nation of Domination.
Yeah.
Just a heel faction that just runs through everybody. Where they're tag team champs, they're world champs, and no one can mess with them because they're angry, they're pissed, and they're on a mission to be on the top of the mountain, like the Four Horsemen were, like the Nation were, and so many others.
Well, I want to see it, and I hope eventually that the New Day understands that they're going to have to evolve at some point. And yes, we want to see Big E as the man, Universal Champion, WWE Champion. It doesn't matter. Just make the man a main event star. And with that said, we got one more match here, bro. One more match on this card, and it's for the Universal Championship. And it's Braun Strowman versus the champion, Seth Rollins. I want to see Braun win the title. Who you got? What you think?
I really want to see Braun win the title. This guy, they've been dangling the carrot in front of him for years. It's like a pit bull who hasn't eaten in weeks with a steak, but he's on a leash and he's a foot away from it, and he can't get it. It's
Basically
not fair what they've been doing to Braun Strowman. Let the guy win the title, man. He deserves it. He's been coming out for years, whooping that ass, and it's time, man. Let Braun win the title, Vince.
I mean, yeah, how many?
We all want to see it.
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
It just doesn't make sense to me how, he's been there so many times and he doesn't end up, getting the title. They throw him in triple threat matches, they put him in main events with Brock Lesnar, but he never comes out with the title.
I don't get that. Why put this guy in so many main event, give him so many title shots and have him lose every time? Like he said, he was frustrated and he went and talked to Vince, and I guess Vince did the Jedi mind trick, and now him and Vince are best friends from what he says. But I think that's Vince's gift. Like he's able to Jedi mind trick these guys, and they stick with him and they believe in WWE instead of believing in themselves as a star. I think we want to have Stone Cold and The Rock if they were like, I'm just a team player for WWE. Nah, bro, there would be no Rock. There would be no Shawn Michaels. There would be no Stone Cold if these guys were like, hey, I'm just happy with being a team player. Whatever you say, Vince.
Yeah, man. I mean, listen. I think that what's happening with the Universal title and the World title is now the World title has more of a intercontinental vibe, where it's more for like your technical wrestlers, your great wrestlers. And Universal title to me seems like your super heavyweight kind of title, and that belt should be on guys like Braun Strowman, the Scottish Psychopath, Big E. That title should be reserved for your monster type wrestlers.
Well, personally, I wish they would trash the Universal title and bring back the World Heavyweight Champion, Big Gold. I want to see Big Gold.
I agree with that.
Bring Big Gold back. Trash the WWE Championship and bring back the Winged Eagle. I want to see Winged Eagle and Big Gold back. What do you say?
I'm 100% with you. Those are my two most favorite belts in the history of wrestling. The Winged Eagle from 1985 all the way up into the mid-90s, late 90s. They revised it for Stone Cold, where it was like a bigger Winged Eagle, which it looked the same, just kind of bigger.
Yeah, it was bigger. It was cool.
That one, and the Big Gold that Ric Flair made famous.
Yes.
That came over, that Triple H won, that Chris Jericho won. That belt is fire. So those two are timeless. They're classic, and they're so much better looking than these stupid belts they got now with the big
WW.
I mean, it's just like, how do you go back? How do you make things worse? If it's not broke, don't fix it. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, what's going on? Why do we do this? Why do we always have to reinvent the wheel?
Because CEO SIZZ, it's about the WWE. Forget the guys. It's about Vince McMahon and the WWE. I make stars to fit my program. I don't make mega stars anymore. I'm out of that business. You see what happened to mega stars? The mega stars. The mega stars always leave me, CEO SIZZ. I don't want mega stars. I want regular guys that's going to listen to me. You understand?
I just, like I said, I don't understand a lot of decisions that are made, and I think a lot of it comes down to Vince's ego, which Vince's ego reigns supreme over sound-wise business decisions that cater to your diehard fans.
Well, I hope one thing with Vince. I hope he's not sleeping on AEW, because they try to say they're not scared of AEW, but they want to sign up all the talent and everybody they can so AEW don't grab them. So Vince better do this right, because AEW is on their ass. And let's go AEW. And with that said,
this new war brings the best out of everybody. That's the ultimate scenario would be that, competition,
and storyline.
And that's what we want to see.
The storylines. I want good storylines. You feel me? Yeah, man.
Better storyline, and bring back, stuff that caters to the history.
Exactly. So with that said, bro, let's move out of wrestling, because there's a lot going on in wrestling, and let's talk about the NFL. Week 2 in the NFL, and it's some big games, but I'm going to just run through the games I think people should keep their eyes on. Of course, the first game you're on your way to right now is
I am. As we record episode 14, I'm in the car with my girl on the way to Hard Rock Stadium to witness probably an ugly beatdown.
Aw.
As a diehard Dolphins fan, you know, it's not going to be pretty, but as a professional broadcaster, I have to do my due diligence and, you know, try to enjoy it because I'm watching, as an NFL historian, I'm watching greatness. You know,
Yes.
A.B.'s back. You know,
Oh.
the GOAT. I've never seen the GOAT live.
Oh man.
So I'm gonna try to make the best of it, man. You know, I was born in New England, but I'm a diehard Dolphins fan.
Yep.
You know, so many of my friends are Patriots fans. So I have a really crazy relationship with the Patriots, and it's
Yeah.
been a lot. It's been a lot of hate for a long time. But it turned into respect over the years.
Yeah.
I just hope that my boys show up today, man. Just show up. Just, you know, play your ass off and try to keep it respectable.
Yeah, exactly. So you got the Patriots versus the Dolphins, which CEO SIZZ is on his way to right now. And of course, I don't gotta tell you who I'm rocking with on this one.
Yeah, of course. I mean, the Dolphins are 19-point underdogs. I think it's the highest spread in the history of the NFL. And so, honestly, I would tell people to take Miami with that spread because I think I could see New England winning 14-17 to cover 19. That's an NFL, man. These are still professionals. And Tom Brady is 1-7 in his last 8 in Miami.
Mm-hmm.
New England does not play well in Miami.
Yeah.
I see New England winning, but I think, you know, you're looking at maybe 37-21.
Yeah.
Or, you know, 34-14. I mean, 34-17. I think maybe they don't cover the spread, but they just miss it by a couple points.
Okay. Yeah. So with that game, yeah, hopefully it's not as bad as you think it's going to be, and the Dolphins are able to put up a competitive game. But moving on right along, because we got some other games I want to bring up here. The second game I want to bring up is the Cowboys versus the Redskins. Who you got in that one?
I'm huge on the Cowboys this year. I think the Cowboys could win the Super Bowl this year. I'm going Cowboys in that game. I'm not sure of the spread, but I'll pull the spreads up in a minute. But I think the Cowboys, whatever the spread is, they'll cover it. And I think the Cowboys, and then they host the Dolphins next week, by the way. So, yeah, the Cowboys, they'll probably start out 3-0, I would think.
Yeah, I'm hoping they take this one. You know, those are my boys as well, the Cowboys. So, you know, I can't stand the Redskins. So, hopefully the Cowboys take this one. The next one, you probably are interested in, and you got the Browns versus the Jets. So, I think I'm gonna go with the Browns with this one. Who you got? CEO?
I got the Browns. Monday night.
Oh yeah, that's tomorrow night. That's yes,
I mean,
that's.
Adam Gase, he carries the black cloud wherever he goes. Now he comes to the team, and Sam Darnold gets modeled for the first time in his life. Le'Veon Bell has a bum shoulder. He's playing, but he's hurt. I think the Jets are a mess.
Yeah.
You know, they're a team that's supposed to be perennial playoff. You know, every year they're supposed to be in the mix, and Gase comes over and they spend all kinds of money in free agency, and you know, C.J. Mosley, their best defender, he was all over the field last week. Now he's out. So
Man.
They're in rough shape. I know the Brownies last week, they were kind of the talk of the league besides the Dolphins getting smoked. You know, because Cleveland got smoked by Tennessee, and everybody had Cleveland as, you know, Super Bowl potential Super Bowl participants. But I think the Brownies come back Monday night and they win probably by a couple touchdowns. I think they'll cover the spread, and I think Baker's gonna come out fired up. OBJ, Juice, Landry, you know, these guys You know, like Baker said in his presser, Baker's one of those guys, you either love him or hate him. I love him. I've always loved him.
Yeah, I like him.
I talk to a
Yeah.
lot of people that can't stand him. They don't like his swag. But he's my kind of guy.
Yeah.
Juice is my favorite player. That's my team this year. You know, after the Dolphins,
Yeah.
you know, we aren't going to do much. I'm behind the Brownies this year. So.
Yeah. So.
You know, and I hate those stinking Jets.
Yeah. You know. Well, you know.
And Adam,
Well,
crazy guy is Dave.
Well, you know what.
I hope to see the Browns win that one.
Yeah. Well, you know what Jet stands for. You know, just in the season. Like. Just in the season. Move on. You know, I can't stand them. They're in the same division as the Patriots. So you know, like, I don't like their colors. Like they just are sickening. They, you know, they look like their colors look like sweet peas. You know what I mean? They look like sweet peas, and I don't like them. So I hope they lose. We got the Browns in that one. The next one, bro, our other bro, Randy, the Fire Stick guy, he should be excited about this one. And you got the Chiefs versus his squad, the Raiders. Who you got? You got the Raiders in this one, or you got? I think I'm gonna go with the Chiefs, bro.
Yeah, no. The Raiders are giving the Chiefs 7. I got the spread pulled up.
Okay.
Raiders are giving the Chiefs 7. I'll take the Chiefs and the points in that one. Patrick Mahomes looks unstoppable. He just picked up where he left off last year. And I think if anybody's going to give the Patriots fits in returning to the Super Bowl, it would be the Kansas City Chiefs.
Well, yeah. Well, I hope the Chiefs take this one because I got Patrick Mahomes and Sammy Watkins on one of my teams. So hopefully they can.
Yeah, you have him on one team. You have him in one league, and I have him in another. And it seems like whoever has Patrick Mahomes is always projected to have the most points in that particular league. So.
Yeah. Well, I was surprised I got him. I was surprised I got Patrick Mahomes, but he was sitting there and I just snatched him up. So hopefully the Chiefs take that one against the Raiders. Sorry, Randy. But we got the Raiders.
Jamie Watkins is the guy that a lot of people had on their bench last week, and no one has on their bench this week with a 22-point projection.
Yeah.
He's where I live now in Fort Myers, Florida. He's born and raised. Went to South Fort Myers High School, which I drive by on a weekly basis.
Oh, okay.
He's back. Jamie Watkins, it seems like he's back, and he's turning into Patrick Mahomes' favorite weapon with Tyreek Hill being injured.
Yeah, well, I hope I'm going to have to check my fantasy lineups when we're done with the show to make sure I got him in there. So let's...
Start Sammy Watkins if you have him.
Yeah.
Fantasy owners. That's the guy right now.
Yeah, so... Yeah, as we move along on these games, there's a few more games I want to bring up. There's a ton of games, Gabe, but a few more games I want to bring up. You got the New Orleans Saints versus the Rams, which is a rematch from last year's NFC Championship.
Yeah, that's a great game.
I think I got the...
The Rams are giving the Saints 2 points, I believe. And I'm going to go, it's in LA, but I'm going to go Saints.
Yeah, me too, bro. Yeah, the Saints have something to prove. Like they owe the Rams a beating since they got screwed over in the NFC Championship game. So yeah, I got the Saints in this one too. It should be a good game though. Either way.
It's a 2-point spread, so I mean
that's a small spread right there. So that should be exciting. I got that game on my radar. The next game, bro, I think should be a good one too. You got the Steelers versus the Seahawks. I don't know. I don't know who I got in this one. Maybe I think I'll go with the Seahawks on this one because the Steelers did not look good at all against the Patriots. Who you got, bro?
Big Ben, I got him as on one of my fantasy teams. You know, he put up big numbers, but I'm just wondering, like, is he done? You know?
Yeah, what is going on with him?
He started out slow, and then he got hot, and at some point, he's not Tom Brady. He's not Mr. Wheatgrass
Oh no, you could tell he eats burgers. He eats cheeseburgers. Ben Roethlisberger eats burgers. That's not a surprise.
Well, Tom Brady's, drinking shakes and stretching and doing plyometrics. Big Ben's like smoking a Marlboro, eating a triple bacon cheeseburger.
I think Big Ben.
Like that body's gonna break down, dude.
I think.
I don't know if it's gonna be this year, but it might be. But he looks awful. He was supposed to give the Patriots a good game, and they didn't show up. Tomlin at this point seems scared of Belichick. Brady owns the Steelers.
Uh-huh.
And in this game, I'll go with the Steelers, but I hope I don't regret it. It's in Pittsburgh. They're giving the Seahawks 3.5. I think maybe they win by a field goal.
All right, so you got the Steelers. I got the Seahawks in this one. Yeah, I mean the Steelers did not put up a fight against my Patriots last week, so I don't have any faith in them this week. With the next game on the list, bro, I got you got the Green Bay Packers versus the Vikings. Now I think this should be a good game as well, but I don't know who to go with this one. Who you picking with the Vikings versus the Packers?
This is a great game. They're division rivals. Green Bay rebuilt their defense. They looked phenomenal last week or week 1 against Chicago. Yeah, that first Thursday night game. It's in Green Bay. They're giving the Vikings 2.5. I think it's going to be a really good game. I'm going with Green Bay just off the strength of home field advantage as a division rival. I think these teams split this year, and it goes to the home team.
All right, so you got Green Bay. I guess I'll go with Green Bay as well, but I don't know. This should be a good game, but I'll rock with the Packers. Last but not least, you got the Atlanta Falcons versus the Philadelphia Eagles. Now the Eagles, the first half of last week's game, they started out rough, but they came back and they won. I think I'm gonna have to rock with the Eagles in this game. Who you got, bro, with the Falcons versus the Eagles?
So this is a Sunday night game.
Prime time.
Eagles, yeah, prime time. Al Michaels and Collinsworth, they do a great show.
I just love hearing Al Michaels. You know what I'm saying? Just love hearing Al talk.
He's my favorite. He's probably he's a living legend. He's my favorite broadcaster of all time. He's one of the reasons I went to broadcasting school.
Yeah.
And he reminds you of like a guy with a scotch who just got out of the meeting with Luciano and Capone.
Yeah, of course.
Got that old school 50s mafia swag. Real classy.
Yeah, so.
Throwback.
Yeah,
It's going to be a sad day when we don't have him in broadcasting anymore, but.
Yeah.
He worked with Howard Cosell. He came up under Howard Cosell.
So he's calling the.
Go with the Eagles. I think the Eagles are also Super Bowl contenders this year.
Yeah, it should be a good one. So you got the birds. Going at each other. Now, yeah, I'm gonna go with the Eagles in this game. Like I said, it's prime time. So Al and Collinsworth, they're calling a good game tonight, and I think it should be an exciting one. I got the Eagles. You picked the Eagles as well, since you said they're Super Bowl contender. And with that said, let's get into a little fantasy, like who between these games. Let's start with the Eagles and Falcons. Who should people, with these players on their squad, who should be in their lineups with the Falcons versus the Eagles?
Atlanta Falcons, you got Devontae Freeman. He's a running back 1-2. He's a guy that you could start either as one of your running backs or in the flex. Julio Jones, obviously, is a wide receiver one of the best wide receivers in football.
Mm-hmm.
Austin Hooper's a guy who's kind of a fringe tight end, but you could have him in your starting lineup. On the other side, obviously Matt Ryan is a quarterback to start. On the other side, Carson Wentz is a quarterback you would start. Deshaun Jackson had a monster game. He looked like Deshaun Jackson of old. You know, his first
Yeah.
with the Eagles.
Yeah, he looked good.
10 plus years ago.
Yeah.
It's amazing how fast that guy is still at his current age.
Oh man, yeah, he was awesome. And I believe I had him on one of my teams, and I didn't have him in the lineup, so I lost out on those points.
And that was a great pickup, Mark, because in a lot of leagues, Deshaun Jackson was a free agent. And I think in a couple of our other leagues, besides the team you had, he was a free agent in the other leagues, but he got scooped up pretty quick after that game.
Yeah.
He wasn't projected to have a big year. Let's see if it lasts. But he was a fantasy monster in week 1.
Yeah.
Excuse me. With
Yeah.
multiple 50-plus yard touchdowns. Jordan Howard, the guy that is kind of disappointing. He was a pretty solid fantasy running back on the Bears.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see him getting enough touches to be a hardcore fantasy contributor in starting lineups, maybe in the flex. But rumor has it that the Eagles are trying to move him to the Chargers with a high draft pick for Melvin Gordon.
Mm-hmm.
Melvin Gordon is holding out right now, and he's not happy with his contract.
Yeah.
So I heard that they were going to do it. They were going to do a swap, but it didn't go into fruition. Besides that, Alshon Jeffrey, Nelson Aguilar, also wide receivers that you could put into your flex.
Yeah, I got Alshon.
Even a 2, but Aguilar maybe a flex. They have weapons. They're a scary team, and that Eagles defense, even though a lot of people dropped them after last week, I wouldn't count them out just yet. That's a defense that I would play.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not today against Atlanta, but over the course of a season when they're playing the Giants a couple times, you know, and the Redskins, I would probably play that Philly defense.
Now you mentioned Alshon Jeffrey. I have him on a team, I believe. Should I put him in the lineup? Should I put him in the start today?
I'd have to see what your lineup looks like as a whole, but I think Alshon Jeffrey's maybe a guy you put in that flex spot, depending on his projection.
Got you.
I played Alshon Jeffrey a lot last year. He helped my team out.
Yeah. So, yeah, I will have to check out where I have him, but yeah, maybe that's why I'll put him in the flex spot, because I think he can definitely give you some points there. With that, I'll mention a couple other games before we move on from football. On the fantasy side, I know you're not excited. You're going to this game, but with the Dolphins and the Patriots, who should, if you have Dolphin players on your team, who should you have in your lineup in this game?
Who would I start as a Dolphin in fantasy? No one. I would play. But
Did you say no?
What's that?
You said no one?
No one. I wouldn't play any Miami Dolphins in fantasy. If I played anybody, it would be Kenyon Drake, maybe in the flex. Albert Wilson's hurt, so scratch him. They have this rookie Preston Williams, and that's the sleeper right now, fantasy sleeper. He has the only touchdown for the Dolphins this year. He was a monster in preseason. Remember the name Preston Williams, because it's not long before he's our best receiver. He might be already.
Okay.
I think on that team it's tough right now to put any of those guys in. It just doesn't make sense to put any Miami Dolphins today against the Patriots. But like I said, maybe Preston Williams and Kenyon Drake if you don't have any better options. On the other side, pick a name that you could probably play. Tom Brady, probably going to have a monster day. Antonio Brown, I don't know, because it's his first week.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know how much they're going to use him. Who knows? He might go off. You never know. But he might only be in a couple packages to get him acclimated with the offense. I see Sony Michel having a big day.
Yeah.
I see Julian Edelman having a huge day.
Okay.
And I'd say, who knows? I mean, James White, Rex Burkhead, those are guys that you could have in the flex. So, yeah, there's quite a few Patriots that you could play today and they'll probably be successful.
All right. Now, on the next game on the fantasy I wanted to bring up is the one we mentioned earlier, is the Browns and the Jets. Now, with any of these with either of these teams, you have any of these players on your team, who would you put in the lineup on the Brown side?
So Baker Mayfield, I'm starting him. I hope he doesn't. I hope I don't regret it. OBJ, I'm starting him.
Mm-hmm.
Juice Landry, the guy you can put in the flex. Nick Chubb's the guy you can start. David Njoku, their tight end.
Mm-hmm.
They got a lot of weapons, and they got a lot of guys that you can put in. You can play the Cleveland Browns defense as a starting defense this week. So they have a lot of options in fantasy.
Mm-hmm.
Go
Okay.
back to Alshon Jeffrey real quick. He's projected at 13.2 points across our league. So that's a guy you would definitely start today, Alshon Jeffrey.
Okay, cool. So, I need to check my lineup to see where I have Alshon at. But okay, cool. That sounds like a good deal with him. Now, on the Jets side, is there anyone that people should put in their lineup if they have Jets on their team?
Well, I would definitely start Le'Veon Bell if he's playing, and right now he's questionable, but I think he's going to play. I would definitely start Le'Veon Bell. Le'Veon Bell is still Le'Veon Bell. And Adam Gase, he likes to use his running backs in the passing game. Le'Veon Bell's a great receiver. PPR leagues, that's a guy you want to start. But Le'Veon Bell is still one of the best in the league. So I know that Quincy Enunwa I think he's out for the year, one of their top receivers. So maybe Jamison Crowder you could plug and play in a flex spot.
Mm-hmm.
But that's really it from the Jets side. Sam Darnold is out, so Trevor Siemian, I don't think anybody's going to start him at quarterback. So like I said, probably Le'Veon Bell is the guy to focus on for the Jets. And if Robbie Anderson is out there, then he's another guy as a receiver that you can play.
Got you. Okay, cool. Now, that seems like that wrap up our fantasy. Before we move out of football and onto the entertainment side, before I bring up a show I start watching, I wanted to mention a couple side notes, bro. Couple non-football things that are going on with a couple football players, and you got A.B. You got Antonio Brown, and you have these sexual assault allegations. Now, you got these sexual assault allegations. Do you think this will affect his season? Meaning, you think, will he be suspended or what? Because Roger Goodell has the power to do whatever he wants. Do you think this affects the Patriots when it comes to A.B. being on the field?
I don't think that. First off, I want to say that if this is true, it's really disappointing about A.B. I used to be a huge Antonio Brown fan, but really, we had that conversation that we're probably going to edit and play for T.A.B. fans down the road. But he's just really disappointing. And now this comes out, and you don't know what to think of it. You don't know if it's legit. The timing is weird. Is she telling the truth?
Exactly.
Is she after his money? It's real messy. It's real sticky. Roger Goodell, he doesn't have a good track record for handling these situations the right way.
Mm-hmm.
They need to do a thorough investigation. You're talking law enforcement, lawyers, court.
It's just a mess. It sounds like a mess. Yeah, it sounds like a mess, and I'm hoping it doesn't affect his play on the field. Meaning, I hope he's available to play and he's not suspended any games. But if this is true and he's done anything, then he should get the pump legally. When it comes to law enforcement, he should get the punishment he deserves. But hopefully, it's not true and he's able to play. But if it is true, then he should get punished to the full extent. So, with that said, I got one more thing, a non-football thing to mention about a football guy, and that's this whole thing about Sam Darnold, and he has mono. Like, what is the deal with that?
It's pretty bizarre, right?
It's crazy.
This guy gets mono, like.
It's crazy.
Yeah, and they say he might be out for a while. Like
Yeah.
A month.
Yeah, crazy, man. Like how does stuff this happen? Do you think the Jets are just one of those teams that just have bad luck? Is that what it is?
I think the Jets seem like a cursed franchise, like ever since Joe Namath. Adam Gase, man, like I said, he's got that black cloud effect. He just, I don't see Adam Gase ever being successful as a head coach. I witnessed it for 3 years. He progressively got worse as the coach down here. He went from playoffs year 1 to 6-win, 7-win season to getting fired. And they call him a quarterback whisperer, guru, but his offenses tend to be one of the worst in the NFL. So it makes you think, was it just Peyton Manning? And I think it was when he was the offensive coordinator in Denver, when they had that record-breaking season. Who was really the offensive coordinator? Was it Adam Gase or was it Peyton Manning?
I don't know, man. I'm starting to think it was Peyton. You know.
Yeah.
So it's just crazy. I just wanted to bring that up before we move out of.
I did want to say, Mark. Before you move away, 2 guys that are sleepers in fantasy right now. They're both young receivers, rookie and second-year receivers. Scary Terry McLaurin. They both have great nicknames too. Scary Terry McLaurin for the Washington Redskins and Marquise Hollywood Brown for the Baltimore Ravens, who put on a clinic last week.
Marquise Hollywood Brown for the Ravens. Make sure you remember that name. And they've been saying that name. Yes, Marquise Hollywood Brown, another Brown that you need to look out for from the Baltimore Ravens. And, of course, CEO SIZZ said it. Before we get out of here, SIZZ, I just wanted to mention one show that hip-hop fans and music fans, period, need to check out. And it's the new series on Hulu. It's WU-TANG, an American Saga. I checked out a few episodes of this, SIZZ, and it's fire, bro. It is fire. It goes into detail what WU-TANG, what they went through before they started popping off, and it's really showing them as people and what they went through in the streets and their struggle to get into the music business. Some of them didn't even care about getting into music, but they were just so nice it was going to be inevitable. And it goes in kind of detail what the struggle they went through on the streets and with family, and just the struggle of life as they progress to the Wu-Tang Clan that we got to know. And it's a good series. If you haven't checked it out, SIZZ, you need to check it out. It's called WU-TANG, an American Saga. It's on Hulu. And if you got your Fire Sticks, you can look it up on your Fire Stick. And you know, just type in WU-TANG and it'll come right up. WU-TANG, an American Saga. Good show that everyone should check out, SIZZ. You definitely should check this out, bro.
That sounds dope. A huge Wu-Tang fan going back to the early 90s as a boy, really. That's all, last night I was watching the Evolution of Hip Hop on Netflix.
Oh, I gotta check that out.
Of hip hop documentaries right now.
Yeah, I gotta check that out. You'll love it. You'll love it. I heard someone else bring that up, said they checked it out. They checked that out and it was dope. I just like to see the hip hop type of titles and documentaries and things and series that come out that Hulu and Netflix and others are investing in. And even with Amazon, there's a Meek Mill documentary that everyone should check out too. So all these streaming services, they're getting into the hip hop feel and pushing the hip hop genre. So it's just more content, more people are working, more people are making money in hip hop, and I think that's just a good thing. And before we get up out of here, I would like to mention for everyone to like, subscribe, and and comment on the show wherever you listen to podcasts, whether it's on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, TuneIn, wherever you listen to your podcast. Make sure you download and listen to Tough as Balls. And like I said, like, subscribe, comment, and if you are on social media, make sure you follow the show on Instagram, on Twitter, and on Facebook at Tough as Balls. Just like that. You can find us TOUGHASBALLS on all social media. That's Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Tough as Balls. Follow us and make sure you follow us, man, so you can get involved with the show and we can keep this thing going, because we need your support. Alright, I would like to thank CEO SIZZ for coming on again. He will be the permanent co-host. He will be on next week, and this looks like our new day, SIZZ, right? Sunday.
Hey,
Sunday. Everybody's available. Tough as Balls on Sundays now, so make sure you look out for us on Sunday. We are going to be on before every game. It's like a pre-game show. You know what I'm saying? I like this, SIZZ. We got a pre-game show going on right now. When you got Tough as Balls, you're getting the info, you're getting your NFL info, you're getting your WWE, AEW wrestling info, and you're getting your football fantasy info. You're getting it all. You're getting your hip hop, you're getting your wrestling, you're getting everything. You're getting your football, everything. You know what I'm saying? So thank you for being with us on another episode of Tough as Balls. I am your boy Mark Brown. For my is it Jan Patsy? For my sis Jan Patsy, and for CEO SIZZ, we are Tough as Balls. Thanks for joining us, and we will see you on episode 15 of Tough as Balls. Talk to you next Sunday. One.
Righteousness on my claws. Prize fighter pack of punch, doctor packing gauze. Hustle for the fame, best believe my days are long. Gym rat, bloodbath, so I'm sitting strong. Serving purpose, Quasimodo while he popping gongs. Team hungry, test up, we popping thongs. Dropping heat over time, I'm putting bars in songs. Back alleys to the streets until I'm copping lawns. Keep your G 100, then I'm dead and gone. Another level 5-star to these Papa Johns. Godzilla can't phase me, I'm King Kong.
I've been grinding the hard way, trying to live my life for another day. You can see the focus clearly in my eyes. You know I wouldn't have it any other way. I've been grinding the